After waiting for what felt like an eternity, Silksong has finally come out to an overwhelming.
This game blows!
The ant area is too hard. The moss boss is too hard. Why do enemies do 2 damage? Why is the safe zone not safe? This thing is too hard. The game is too hard. Or is it? This is probably the 50th time that the internet has complained about the difficulty of a game, and the discussion usually goes something like this. I am having difficulty getting past Margit in Elden Ring. Personally, I believe that this game should have an easy mode so that someone like me who struggles at the game can enjoy it to the full. Skill issue. What? Get guy. It's a difficult discussion to have because both sides would prefer not to listen to the other. And it made me wonder, who's right? Should games have a lower difficulty so that those who might not be able to play at the normal difficulty can enjoy the experience to the fullest? Or should they come into the game fully expecting to suffer? For us to understand this, we have to go back. Back in the days of the arcade, games were not made to be beatable. People knew this, but they still had fun anyway. When gaming transitioned to the home, developers made their games actually beatable. Except you wouldn't think that. You ever tried playing Mario the way it was intended without checkpoints or anything? It's hard, it's brutal. As the years went on, games slowly became more and more beatable, and people liked this. But some people missed the challenge that those games provided, and they wanted their games to push them to their absolute limits. Some guy in Japan heard this and decided to make a game that made people question the very meaning of life itself. Dark Souls. No. Demon Souls. There's a reason why people say Souls-like when they think a game is hard. It's because all of these games, plus these two, are hard. The average player is not going to have fun with these games, and that's intentional. But despite this, some people do actually want to play the games, whether it be out of sheer curiosity or FOMO. Take Elden Ring, for example. It has a massive open world that lets you go where you want, with all sorts of unique creatures, bosses, weapons, NPCs, and areas. It's no wonder the game is as popular as it is, because it's incredible. But it's also difficult. Very difficult. This level of difficulty presents an ultimatum to the average player. Do they persevere and get through the difficult challenge that the game provides? Or do they quit and just simply not play the game? Since they've already invested time and money into the game, they do want to play the game, but the level of difficulty that's presented to them makes it seem like it's impossible. So they think there should be a third option, having a button in the settings to turn down the difficulty slightly so that they can actually play the game. There are a ton of games that already have multiple different levels of difficulty, such as Doom, Yakuza, Mario Party, God of War, Mario Kart, kinda, and Minecraft. So it's not entirely out of the question to have this option in difficult games, right? Yeah, it is. Get good. Why do you play video games? For me personally, I enjoy them for the story, whether it be the one that's presented to me through hours of cutscenes or the one I make on my own. Like a lot of people, I bought and played Silksong the day it came out because I knew that it would be a quality experience because it was a sequel to Hollow Knight. But what I didn't know was how difficult the game would be. I too struggled with Hunter's March, the Moss Boss, and honestly probably more than what the average player would struggle with because I don't play video games nearly as much as I used to. The game is hard, and to be honest, I don't even know if I'll ever beat it. But despite this, I don't think there should be an option to lower the difficulty. Every game is made with a specific target audience in mind. For games with a more intense difficulty, they're made for people who want to be pushed to their absolute limits because that's what they find the most rewarding. They're typically more experienced players who want something more than what the average game can provide them. Of course, there are people who will play the game that aren't part of the target audience, and when their expectations aren't met, it makes sense that they're disappointed. But to be honest, to the people who made the game, that doesn't matter. They made their game the way they made it for the people that they made it for. And if they were to suddenly incorporate an option to turn down the difficulty post-launch, the quality of the game would suffer. This is the reason why I personally believe that there shouldn't be an easy mode for difficult games. Now, having said all of this, some people are going to say that there still should be an easy mode for difficult games. And to those people, I want to ask you a question. How badly do you want to beat the game? If you want to beat those games or any other difficult game badly enough, in my opinion, you would play them at the difficulty that they're at. If you really truly wanted to beat the game, you would persevere through the challenge and beat the game. You would accept that, yes, the game is hard, but that's exactly why it's worth beating. If you're not willing to try over and over again, to suffer and endure through whatever challenge the game presents to you, then maybe you don't want to beat it that badly. The most rewarding experiences in gaming come from beating those challenges that are just seem impossible. But once you prove that you can, in fact, beat those challenges and bosses, you can conquer anything life throws at you. Difficult games aren't for everyone. I'll be the first to admit that. I'll probably never beat a Souls game or Elden Ring because it's just not something I'm willing to dedicate the time to. I would rather play a game that I know full well I'm going to enjoy, or not even play a game at all. But for those who say that there should be an option to lower the difficulty to accommodate for your, for lack of a better word, ineptitude, all you're saying to those who have fully experienced these games is that you don't want it badly enough. Do us all a favor and get good.